Morning routine. We all should have one, and there's at least three reasons you should start tomorrow with one if you don't have one yet. One is you start the day with having accomplished something. So after getting out of bed, do your morning routine, and we'll talk in a second about what that can be. And then once you're done, you've done something already before the day even started. Secondly, it will put you in a different state. It'll bring energy to you or calmness, depending on what exercises you do. Kind of wake your body up and your mind. And three, you will have done something for yourself before the day even started, right? So often we just do a lot of things for a business, for our boss, for the company, etc., running after things, but don't do anything for yourself. So just imagine how nice it is you start, even though it's going to be exhausting or intense, but you start with something for yourself. So I do 6 different things in the morning. It takes me about 45 to 60 minutes. Now that's a lot, but many of these exercises are really short, and maybe some is the right one for you. And you can start doing that one, and then you kind of build up on that. The most important is you create a habit. And so whatever you commit to, you do every day, no exceptions, and you do it before you even get out of, after you get out of bed, but before you do anything else. So it's the very first thing you do, and it kind of sets the tone for the rest of the day. I guess we all have been there where you kind of sleep in on a weekend or so, and then you feel like or you get out with the wrong leg out of the bed, and kind of you feel like the day is already written off. And so if you start with an accomplishment and having done something for you already and put yourself into a different energy state, you're set up for a whole different day, and it's life-changing. And so you can start with as little as like 5 or 10 minutes, or go for something more complete that I'll share in a second. So the 6 things I do is, first, I start with something energy and kind of strength, which is the 7-minute workout that has been featured in the New York Times. I will share links in the description. Generally, you will always find kind of more or additional information in the description below the video. So that takes it takes 8 minutes, but it's called the 7-minute workout, and it's 12 different exercises like push-ups, lunges, step-ups, etc. And the idea is you do it as fast as you can. So as you get better, you just do more kind of push-ups and more step-ups, etc. So you kind of control how intense it is. And the idea is it's kind of out of 10 on an intensity scale. The second is I do a quick 5-minute yoga flow, which is to stretch the psoas muscle, which is something which is shortened and weakened when you sit a lot. And so if you have an office job, I can really tell, and you can tell if you can't reach with your fingertips the floor or with your hands the floor, then this is something you strengthen. I will share that exercise as well. It's a really nice flow. First time you do it, it will be super intense, like if you try first time yoga, but then you get better and better. A third one is an exercise that comes from a company that's called Ego Skew, and it's about posture. Again, we sit and stand a lot, and so certain muscle groups get weakened and shortened. And so this exercise, again, is very high energy, puts your heartbeat up, but also kind of helps, especially around the neck and shoulder area, to bring back those muscles. Then I do 5 minutes or 5 to 10 minutes of stretching. Again, more specific exercises to what I feel that the type of muscles I need to lengthen. And so there's an amazing book, actually, if you're interested in kind of, we spend way too much time on strength exercises, which is important, but flexibility is more, and subtlety is more important for your body. So because the way we live nowadays, we kind of stand up and grab something rather than turning around and bending backwards, etc. So we need to kind of train this stuff. And so an amazing book is, I'm going to show it to you, Becoming a Supple Leopard. It's a really thick book, a couple of 100 pages with lots of exercises, but you will be able to find out exactly what you need to do based on your shortcomings. So that's exercise group number 4. Then I do a breathing exercise, some type of short hyperventilation, which kind of awakens the mind, and really you will feel some tingling in your fingers, and it really kind of flushes oxygen into your brain and kind of wakes you up if you haven't woken up really by that time. And maybe your body has, but your mind hasn't. And how you do that, I go into a lotus position, but you can also be sitting, or you can be standing doing that. And what you do is, I'm going to show it just with one, or actually let me try do it like this. So both sides, you lift up your hands, putting kind of into a fist, And then you breathe in, breathe out through the nose. So, and yeah, something might come out of the nose, can be, but I guess you will do that alone, so don't worry about that. And you do that 40 times and really intense. So really deep breathe in, deep breath out, eyes closed 40 times. Then you take a break, 10, 15 seconds. You do again, 40 repetition, 10, 15 seconds break, another 40, and then you just sit still. And I finished that exercise with kind of like going into the heart, gratitude, and kind of sending love to everyone. And it really, both the kind of activation through the oxygen as well as the kind of the gratitude and kind of loving exercise really sets you up in a kind of totally different mood than when you got out of bed. So that's exercise number 5. And exercise number 6 is meditation. I sit at least for 15 minutes and just have silent meditation, eyes closed. I mean, there's many forms of meditation, and I'll cover that in another video. But, you know, whatever, if you don't meditate yet, start with 5 minutes, get an app like Headspace or One Giant Mind to get guided meditations, or just try to sit still. And the trick with meditation is not to force, not to think about anything. The trick is just try to calm your mind. So thoughts will always come into your mind, even if you're a master meditator, but the idea is of letting them go. So you have to think about them like clouds passing by and you notice them. So it's about noticing, so it's about high awareness. Meditation is actually about focus, but in a silent meditation, the ideal focus is nothing. But of course, things come to your mind, so you want to note it and then let it go. Say, oh, I just thought about what I need to do later today. And then you say, okay, note it, goodbye. And you let it go. You don't attach to a thought. And the harder you fight that, the more you will attach. So it's about letting go generally, like don't fight it. And you try it with 5 minutes. And again, there's so many apps that help you with that. And so that kind of, I do at least for 15 minutes. I try to ramp it up, but it depends how much time I have, etc. And so this whole thing takes 45, 50, or 60 minutes. That might be a lot for you. Start with one of these exercises or pick something that matters to you, or maybe something you're struggling with, and kind of commit 5 minutes in the morning and do it before anything else. So no breakfast. By the way, you shouldn't eat breakfast in the first place. Something I will talk about in another video. But do that and let me know how it goes, or if you have any questions, comments, and also if you have any ideas what type of videos you want to see, what you want me to talk about. I mean, along this video series, I will talk about literally everything from starting your business, how to run a business, how to fundraise, how to hire. But then so far I talked a lot about health and well-being, and priming your mind and state. So we'll cover a lot of stuff, like literally everything kind of I've been digging in over the last 5 years and then in my previous careers. So if there's anything you want me to cover, shoot me a message, comment, and I see you tomorrow.